Chapter 40. Spoiled. James hadn't seen Junior since their hug on Tuesday night. He called up during a rare appearance at school, and James agreed to meet him by the gates as he left. It was a bright afternoon, and the boys pouring out of the tatty school building were all in shirt sleeves. "I called yesterday to see if you were okay, but your phone was off or something," James said. "It's my mum," Junior explained. "Woke me up at 7 yesterday morning and told me to put on a shirt and tie. She'd stitched me up with an interview at yet another private school. It was right in the middle of nowhere, with all these kids playing rugby and countryside all around it. God, it was a toilet." "You're not going, are you?" James said anxiously. "I'm on the waiting list at this school. If you leave, I might have to start getting educated again." "Don't worry," Junior grinned. "I didn't want my ma getting upset, so I played along during the interview and stuff. But this idiot deputy headmaster kept going on about the cadet force and how they like to mould young boys like me, as if I was blue tack or something. Then he started talking about the Interhouse Cup, which was like, why do I give a shit? The thing was, I never actually thought they'd accept me. But this place must have been in serious need of pupils because they offered to take me for a trial period." "Oh, crap," James gasped. "I totally freaked," Junior continued. "I mean, I didn't mind playing along when I didn't think they'd take me. But once I realised that I was like millimetres from going back to boarding school, I went nuts. I started making really loud chicken noises, and there were some little kids outside the window, and I leaned up to the glass and yelled, 'Do any of you fags want to buy cocaine?'" James laughed uneasily. "Yeah, you're a nutter." He was worried about the way Junior was going off the rails. "It got me out of the school, but it wasn't really funny because my mum was bawling her eyes out," Junior said. "I mean, I know she cares about me, James, but I wish she'd leave me alone. I'm never going to be the little lawyer that she wants me to be. I ended up promising that I was going to knuckle down at school and try getting my GCSEs. "So she was okay after that?" "She was better, but she's not a muppet. Just because I'm in school today doesn't mean that I'll be in school tomorrow. And you know what I was talking about the other night?" "What?" James said, though he knew, and he'd been dreading it. "I've got a job," Junior said. "There's a kid in my tutor group called Along. His parents run some chicken shit travel agency in town. They've got a bureau de change in there as well. And there's always cash in the safe, because they do money transfers. You know, like people sending money home to their relatives abroad and that." "And what do you know about cracking safes?" James asked cynically. "Not a sausage. But I do know how to stick a gun to someone's temple and say, 'Open the safe or I'm going to decorate the wall with your brains.'" As Junior said this, he unzipped his school pack, revealing a gun. James eyed the rough metal seams and noticed that the handle was made out of shiny plastic instead of wood. "That's so fake," James said. "It looks like an Airfix kit." "It's a blank firing replica," Junior said. "But it's been drilled out to fire real ammunition. Britain has some of the tightest gun controls in the world. These crudely converted weapons were common, but James wasn't impressed. "I wouldn't touch one of those," he warned. "You pull the trigger, and it's as likely to explode in your hand as fire a bullet." "But the dude's not going to know that when I stick it in his face, is he? And besides, you've got that little gun. That's a quality piece. When are you going to do it? James asked, as they walked past a huge crowd of kids at a bus stop. I cased the joint last night. They open early and shut late. James shook his head. Junior, you don't case a joint in one night. Me and Bruce spent 3 weeks looking at that hard front before Sasha moved on it. It's one old Indian dude, Junior said, sounding narked. He carries the key to the safe with a big bunch of other keys on his belt. We get up early tomorrow morning, we grab him just as he opens, he pulls out the money, and we're out with $5,000 in under 5 minutes. Sorry, mate, but I don't like it, James said. What? Junior gasped. This is a sweet job, James. I've had my eye on it for a while. Sasha won't... Junior cut him off. Don't mention that man's name, okay? Maybe you're raking it in, but I've got £6 and a HMV voucher my mum gave me for Easter, and that's no exaggeration. James decided to play for time. I'm not saying no, but remember what I said about getting some money together and setting up our own crew properly? I can lend you a few hundred to tide you over until then. I'm sick of handouts, Junior yelled. All my life I've been Keith Moore's son, or I've had my mum on my back, or Sasha looking out for me. I want my own action. I can rob the travel agent tomorrow, then I'll use the money to buy some coke and grass and I can sell it around at school. The sixth formers snort and smoke like there's no tomorrow. But they're too scared to approach a dealer on the street, so they'll always pay over the odds. Give it a month and we could have 20 or 30 grand, fit girls on our arms, and all the white powder we can stick up our noses. James shrugged. It just isn't the right time for me, Junior. You know what your problem is? Junior sneered. You're chicken. James tutted. Yeah, I'm chicken. I just helped take down a hard front for Sasha. That's how chicken I am. There you go again, Junior shouted. Sasha, Sasha, Sasha. Stick with him then, asshole. I planned the travel agent as a one-man job anyway. So I'm going in tomorrow, whether you and your boyfriend like it or not. Junior, calm down, James said, as he tried to grab Junior's arm. There's kids everywhere. But Junior shoved James away. Get your hands off me. You're treating me like a baby, same as everyone else. Come on, mate, James said. Junior's push almost knocked him into a Year 8 kid walking behind them. By the time James had regained his footing and told the kid he was sorry, Junior was storming down the road. James knew there was no point going after him. Bruce was lying on his bed at the zoo when Chloe called. The meeting went really well, she said. Simeon's going to set up a deal for next Wednesday. The ethics committee aren't going to be happy when they hear about the hard front. So this is going to be our only shot at taking down Major D and Sasha before we're all hauled back to campus. At least we've got a chance, Bruce said hopefully. Simeon is making all the right noises, but he's hardly what I'd call trustworthy, and we'll have to keep our eyes on him. I want you and James to stick as close to Sasha as you can. He seems pleased with you boys, so hopefully he'll drop some hints at the planning stage. The police have also been doing surveillance on Sasha, but so far they've got nothing, except blurry photos, and I wouldn't hold out much hope of things improving. It's a small crew, Bruce said, so even if we're not involved in the planning, Sasha's bound to want us involved in the robbery. Hopefully so, Chloe said. I'm going to ask Michael to do exactly the same for Major D's side of the operation. I'm liaising with Chief Inspector Rush on the anti-gang task force, but he's concerned that his unit isn't 100% leak-free. So he's getting experts in from another force to run the surveillance operation. The local coppers won't be told what's going on until shortly before they have to move in and make arrests. I'll make sure James is in the loop, Bruce said. Where's he disappeared to? He went to meet Junior, Bruce said, as he glanced at the watch resting on his bedside table. I thought they'd go into town or something, but James called to say that he was coming back here, so I expect we'll head over to Sash's later on. Okay, keep in touch, Chloe said. Bruce put his phone down and headed off to the toilet for a pee. James was in the bedroom when he got back, and he wasn't happy. Junior's such a moron, James yelled furiously as he pulled his top off and flung it at his bed. What's he done? He's got a crappy converted pistol and he's planning to rob some travel agent first thing tomorrow morning. I did everything I could to talk him out of it, but he won't listen. Bruce shrugged. He's a spoilt brat. What did you expect? James looked surprised. I thought you said he was okay. Sure, he's a good laugh, but he's wasted all the time, and it's pretty clear to anyone with a couple of brain cells that his career path is of the behind bars variety. James made a throttling gesture with his hands. I'd love to slap some sense into him. What did Chloe say when you told her? Bruce asked. Nothing. I haven't told her. Right, of course, Bruce nodded. She would have been engaged because she's been on the phone to me. I haven't tried to tell her, Bruce. I don't plan to either. What? Bruce said, raising his eyebrows. If it's just a stick-up, they can make it look like the cops happen to be walking by, so that our cover doesn't get blown. But I don't want Junior to get sent down, James said, sitting on the edge of his bed and grinding his palms against his cheeks. I know he's a basket case, but I happen to like the guy, and I don't want to be responsible. And what if he loses his rag and shoots someone in the head? Bruce asked. Do you want that one on your conscience? James mumbled, contorting his arms and hating the fact that he was in the wrong. This is all my fault. It was me winding him up about the money that made him storm out of Sash's gaff the other night. Give over, James, Bruce said. You didn't help, but he was heading for trouble before you got anywhere near him. I really like Junior. He's not like just someone on a mission. Bruce smiled. You care because he's you, James. What do you want about? Before you came to Cherub, your mum was a crook, just like Junior's dad. You were spoiled, and you'd been in trouble with the police, like Junior. You're both bright, but lazy. You've both got a quick temper. Junior is exactly what you would have become if you hadn't joined Cherub and been knocked into shape. James could see some truth in this, but he wasn't going to admit that Bruce was right. That's so dumb, he sneered. Why can't I just like the guy? James, at least if he gets picked up tomorrow, he's still only 15. It's armed robbery, and he's already on parole, so they'll hammer him. But he'll only get 5 or 6 years because he's not an adult. By the time he gets out, he'll be close to getting his trust fund money, and hopefully he'll settle down. Oh, this is such crap, James moaned, screwing up his face as he reached into his tracksuit bottoms and grabbed his mobile to call Chloe. I can't believe I've got to grass him up.